Hello, anyone, everyone, and no one. My name is SlackLizard, and welcome back to another episode of Truly Bedrock. Previously on Truly Bedrock, well, if we take a look over here, we were working on some shops. We built the iron shop and we built the wool shop, and I'm really happy with how all that turned out. I think it turned out exceptionally well. We linked things up between these two islands here, our nether portal island, aka the Stargate, and our shops over here. Now I'm curious, it's been a couple of days since we've built these. Let me take a look here and see if we've got any kind of profits at all in any of these shops. Honestly, not what I expected there. I figured we were way too late in the season to profit from anything of these shops, and I'm actually really pleased to see that we have sowed a little bit of iron there. Now let's go check the wool shop. Actually shocked on that too. We've sowed a little bit of wool there. Anything else? Anything else at all? Wow. I honestly thought with our little bout of COVID there and actually having to take some time off that we would not actually get any profits from these shops, because it feels like we're a little bit late to the game, and I'm actually pleased to see that we have. That being said, we might need to get the AFK account on here and get it AFKing so that we can produce more iron and we can produce more wool. All that being said though, that is not going to be our main project of today. Today, as I said at the end of the last episode, we need to get a bone meal farm going, and we're probably going to be doing that in the form of a kelp farm. Kelp has a nice way of being able to run through composters and turn into bone meal. Plus, if we wanted to, we could build a furnace array out of it so that we could get XP, even though we don't need that anymore. You know, since the cheaty XP furnaces have been fixed, they would function as normal furnaces, but we need to eventually get to a guardian farm. Man, there's so many things we got to do, but we don't need that because we have this right here. If we just flip over to here and hit this button, with all of our trades with the iron farms and everything else, we pretty much have unlimited XP. I say unlimited, and now look in the barrel and everything's draining out of there. Right, so today, we need to get things situated out. We need to plan out where a kelp farm is going to go, and we need to deal with all this aftermath from our recent building projects. I mean, look at this. I've got junk just laying around, just boxes of junk around here. So you know what? Let's plan where the farm is going to be going, and let's get all this cleaned up behind us, shall we? Well, that takes care of all the storage and all the excess boxes that we had laying around here. And you know, I was talking about that we need a bone meal farm, and we are going to get the kelp farm built. But additionally, there's another way that we can get bone meal. We have an iron farm. And we have these things called poppies, which we could literally run through a composter. If we knock that out, put a composter in, put a double chest there, we could get something like what we have down here. I'm not going to say that I had forgot that we had done something like this in the past already, and that there's some bone meal down here, but there may be some bone meal down here. Additionally, though, from all the bone meal back over here to this farm, I've found my redstone box, and apparently I can't land up there because that's just the nature of how things are going to work. I found the box, which is going to be nice because we're going to need a lot of pistons and observers and potentially redstone for the project that we're going to do later today. And see, Watchful, you knew where it was. You seen it was there. You could have easily told me where it was. You know, you're the one that edited the video. I recorded that when I was sick. You had to see that that was put there. My dude, you could have just told me. You could have told me. Excuse me, Mr. Drowned. Okay, you are taking damage. You are taking damage. Good. All right, which leads us to another thing. Another thing that I want to get done today before we get to adding in a kelp farm is this. Every farm that we've built this season more or less has a shutoff switch. As you can see, there's redstone running up to the drowned farms there to turn them off. There's redstone going to the wool farm. Iron farm's a little bit of an exception. How would you go to turn off an iron farm? That's a very interesting question. I mean, it's not like I can pull the beds away or get the workstations out of the way. Is there a way to shut it off? I don't know. That's an interesting question. But I do think that there's a way that we can shut this thing off here. And as a matter of fact, let's get the redstone wired up to this area first. We need to have an AND gate over there that attaches to that. And well, I might as well go ahead and explain it. What I want to try to do is literally come along here like every 8 blocks or so. So water goes out 8. So if we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and let's say 7, and we put our 8th block right here, we make this a dispenser with a bucket inside of it. And we take all this out. We should be able to power this on to dispense the water. And then power it off. Ooh, we're going to have to double pulse that. We're going to have to double pulse that. You know, I understand redstone to a degree, but... we could just watch it with a simple observer. Yeah, that makes sense. Right, let's get this wired up. I think that will just about cover all of that. Now, if we grab you, and oh, this is where it gets dangerous. All right, I flip you. Redstone signal just changed all the way through there. These should have all dispensed out their water now. Yes, that looks good. We have water all the way down through here, which is good. All the way down through here, which is good. Now, if I just reach over here to this other monitor and I move the AFK account, all that should go off. We should grab and pull back all of our water. Good. And if I put him back onto the pressure plate, all of our water should come back out. That actually worked a lot easier than I thought. So from here, really the only thing I want to do is tap off of these redstone signals, run them over this, and do that on the other side so that we can shut this thing off. I mean, it's a relatively slow farm anyways, but it's just one of those things I want to be able to toggle on and off all the different farms. So let's hook the rest of this up, and that'll be this project pretty much done and dusted. Another one hooked all the way up to our control center over here. Good job. I think that right there will cover all of it. And once again, I am just having a day of days with not being able to stay where I land. So let's go over here where we can see both sides here. Let's go over here where we can both see both sides. Now, if we grab the AFK account and we pull the AFK account off, if we pull that account off, we can see all that shuts off. We take a look. Let's make sure all these are off. All those are off. All those are off. And now if we put the AFK account back over there where it goes, everything dispenses and everything flows once again. I think that covers this. There's only one other minor thing we need to do, and it's trivial, but we're going to do it nonetheless. We need to grab up some wool, and we need to come over here and put a top on top of all of this so that we do not get squid spawning in here while we're in the area. Now, the AFK account's not going to load squid into this area because, well, to be honest, he's too far away. He's too far away to do that, but if we're over here doing something else, we could load squid in, and we don't need it. It's just something we don't need. And speaking of that, that means we're also going to have to adjust this. If we just knock that out and put you in its place, yeah, that'd be fine. So let's get all this in and let's spawn proof all this, and then this farm will be completed. We won't have to do nothing else to it. Now that the dripstone farm is done, I've also went ahead and made up some materials for our kelp farm that we're going to be building here in a little bit. We got some pistons, we got some observers and redstone, but like I mentioned earlier, this right here we need to turn this into a way that we can get free, what is the word I'm looking for? Free bone meal out of it. So let's just knock this out of here. Not quite how I had planned to go about doing this. Can I take you out of the equation too? Right, so that is one where they lock in directly. So if we were to put a composter, oh, this is going to get fun. Let's knock this out and that out. We're going to need some extra wool here. Let's grab some of the white. I'm pretty sure that that is our building wool. Oh, dear God. This is a lot more complicated than I thought it was going to be. You go all the way down through here and give me a temporary spot to stand. Now, if I grab another one of you and put you directly down, that should be fine. And then if we grab the composter and we put the composter right there, that will take care of that. Now, at this point, we just need to pipe the drops out to here. Where are you at? Oh, look, it's down there. I knew it was there. I knew it was there. Now, we're going to get stuck down here. So let's knock this out and this out. Excuse me. Please. Thank you. And let's put you there, and you. So now that should be good to go. Can we get back up out of here? I know it's a little odd and it's right in the middle of everything that we were doing, but if we put that there and we can put that on top of there, that signifies what we were getting. That does not lock in. If I drop you down, oh, look, all that's going to bleed through. Good. Good. Look at that. Look at that. That will work handy dandy right there. Handy dandy. So now let's plan out and build our kelp farm. Now, of course, we're just going to do this in the form of a time lapse. You all have seen these things built before. I've built these things a lot before, and we have a tutorial on the channel for a kelp farm as well. So let's get this thing in, shall we? Really moves. I go to record and you're over there. It's really right now. Are you after it in your dream? Have you got it? No, not. Yep, there it is again. Yeah, I don't know if y'all can hear that in the video or not. He's over there having a great dream apparently. I'm chasing something down. Well, as you've seen from the time lapse there, we now have a kelp farm in place. Now, as I said, or may not have said, I opted for only one chunk kelp farm here, and it's actually smaller than the chunk. It's only like 12 blocks wide, and we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 layers in here. And we've also tied in a on and off switch, which we need to tie into our AFK control room over there. So if we were to literally just flip that right there, it will extend out all the pistons and completely shut down the farm, which is also a cheaty way to harvest a farm. You know, we could also set up a daylight sensor on that and have that kick off every now and again. That'd be interesting. Interesting, but not really needed per se. So we still need to wire this up to the AFK spot up there and get a switch set up on that. And I did a little bit of testing already. I had the AFK account on here. And as you can see, there is a bit of kelp built up at the moment, but the smoker just doesn't quite keep up. Well, actually, it keeps up too good is the problem. It burns through, and we're actually losing fuel. So what I want to do is switch out the smoker, which, where did you go? Hello, smoker, can I have you? Thank you. And we don't need that there. And let's grab all of this kelp that we've already got, because we need this for fuel and multiple things. So we'll grab all this. We'll switch this out with a furnace, and hopefully it burns a little bit slower. Because what I would like to happen is for it to produce kelp, which is one thing. We need the fuel, but I would actually like for this to genuinely back up. And when it backs up, we can have the excess go into a composter to make us free bone meal. Now, if that one furnace can keep up with this, it's a very easy solution. And as a matter of fact, it's something we're going to do anyway. I'm going to build another module over here. So if we have to turn 2 of them into one, we can. We'll have one kelp farm there, one kelp farm there. And I'm thinking, as you can see here, I just kind of pulled the storage all out the top. Or rather, the collection system all out the top. So everything comes up. It gets washed to the back, end up in the hopper lines, and what's the word I'm looking for here? What's the word? Drifts, not drifts, filters down into the system here. But at this moment, we only get one chest of storage. So we either A, take the storage lower, or B, take the furnaces up. And I'm thinking we're going to take the furnaces up. So we'll get a second kelp farm in here, and we will use this central chunk here as our storage. I think we'll go up about midway into the farm, bring the hopper line across, drop it down into furnaces or whatever, and then have bulk storage down here. So we can come over here and break down multiple chests of kelp and turn that into fuel when we need it, because we do need a serious smelter at one point in time. As a matter of fact, you know what? Let me go ahead and do that. Let me go ahead and get this other kelp farm in, and let's adjust the storage accordingly. And where we had 1, we now have 2. Now, of course, if we just come down here and take a generalized look at this thing, they're pretty much identical. Now, I've moved the cookers up higher, like I said I was going to do. And as a matter of fact, we just got done with a little bit of an AFK session. Ended up crashing out, going to bed last night, leaving the AFK account on. And, well, to be honest with you, there just wasn't much fuel in here. So the system completely ran through that. And, of course, we started generating a little bit of bone meal until the AFK account got disconnected. Now, looking at this is a minor problem that we're going to have to deal with. So we're going to have to put a roof on this because squid do not spawn in caves. So if we put a roof across that, if we're over here trading at the iron farm or dealing with this, we shouldn't be getting squid in there. Now, of course, it's too bright to get any drowned or anything else like that. So now it's just a process of letting a fuel build up and getting a stockpile of it in place. Now, additionally, I was just sitting here thinking a moment ago, we're putting the on-off switch down here. We're going to take this and we're going to tie this all the way back over there, and it's going to be a universal on and off. We can shut the farm on, we can shut the farm off, but I would like to have an option where I could put the farm into bone meal mode as well. So say I've got just tons upon tons of fuel and I need bone meal for something else. So what if we ended up setting up an additional redstone line that came over here and powered this hopper right here? If we power that hopper, everything that comes out of the farm should end up into the composter then, which could be useful. So I think we're going to do that. I think we need to tie in that all the way over there. And I would like to set up a secondary switch to toggle it into either bone meal mode or kelp mode. And we had another minor problem that I'm not really sure how to address at this moment in time. Right now, the way I've addressed it is literally just by coming over here and adding buttons in here. with loading and unloading of this farm using observers. I really thought they had fixed the observer problem. This keeps getting out of sync. Sometimes the water's dispensed, sometimes the water's not dispensed. And I've been hearing conflicting reports that they only work, the dripstone only grows on spots where you got a full water source. And I'm going to argue that's not true, because I see that one with 2, that one with 2. But maybe those are older ones that just haven't kicked out yet. I don't know in that situation. It is an interesting one. We're going to have to continue to watch the farm. If we come around here on this side, it might be right. I don't know. I don't know, but if you know, you can let me know down in the comments. But for now, let's get the additional 2 circuits set up here. Let's get our on-off switch, and let's get our switch to turn it into either kelp or bone meal. I really like that. I just don't like the fact that it's off-centered. And it's not that it's off-centered. It's he has to AFK at the corner of 4 chunks for split density. It just looks weird. That's Does this side look weird too? Does it? No. Why does it? Oh, because we built that on the side of chunks. But not much I can do about it. Really, because he's AFK in that chunk and that. Right. Anyways, let's get those in. Goodness gracious. Goodness gracious. This has turned into a little bit more of an adventure than I had planned. Just trying to tidy up my inventory here. We got just a little bit more glass, and we got some redstone bits. But I think we are finally just about there. If we come out here and I can fly, please, game, let me fly. And we take a look here. Please, AFK account still be AFKing. Good. We still have an AFK account AFKing. We now have 2 additional circuits hooked up to our AFK box here. We have the black line and the white line. This one here controls the kelp farm, which will turn it on and off. And then this one here, the white line, I'm still not sold with how all this has been done down here. And I'm honestly leery that we don't have enough light down here. Do I have a torch on me? I do. Let's throw that right there, because I don't feel like that's lit up enough. It may be. But the white line attaches all the way up, goes over here, and comes into the back of these over here. And we'll lock these hoppers here in place. And of course, once these hoppers are locked in place here, nothing goes into the furnaces, and it all ends up going over here into the bone mill. Interesting side effect. It looks like we've officially ran out of fuel in this one. And this is kind of how it works too. If the system runs out of fuel, it'll move on to the next one. And then if that one runs out of fuel, it'll all dump down into this, which will compost it down. Now, of course, we still need to do more storage underneath of here, which we haven't got to yet. But it's a thing to get to. Now, of course, it's a slow build-up to get all the fuel that we need. We do not even have enough fuel, really, at the moment to run the farm that long. But eventually, it will start to produce a surplus of fuel. I mean, just that alone produces 3 more stacks, almost. If we were to grab all this out of here and just turn the rest of that in. Yeah, look. That's over 3 stacks. Can I fly? No, please fly. Jesus, lag, stuff and things. I didn't have a heart attack. You had a heart attack. Wow. Now, if we come back here and throw all that into there, that will allow for this to learn. Learn? Apparently, furnaces can now learn things, people. Maybe they can teach me a thing or two about how to speak when we go to record a video. Right, so that will allow the furnaces to burn a lot longer. We literally started off with a few pieces of coal, then we got a few blocks of kelp, and now we're getting more. So this farm will eventually produce way more than we're going to need. And of course, I love the option of having the on and off circuit for the bone meal as well. Now, I think that right there is just about where we're going to call this one a video. Maybe a little bit on the shorter side, but I think that'll be okay. I want to try to keep the episodes themed around what we're doing. We did a little bit of work with a couple of other things, aka no, bad. I'm not in the mood for you. Go away. Go away and despawn. Go. You better walk away. One of us is going to get hurt, and it's not going to be me, because I can fly faster than you. Right. As I was saying, I want to keep the episodes kind of themed around 1 or 2 projects. I don't want them to go insane. So it may be a little bit of a shorter episode. If it is, it is. But I think that right there is where we're going to go ahead and call this one an episode. So if you've enjoyed today's episode, make sure to drop a like down below. If you'd like to see more, please consider subscribing. And if you have an idea for a circuit to fix that that's better than what we got, let me know down in the comments. But that right there is what we're going to call it. And I will see all of you all in the next one. Goodbye, everybody. Where'd that phantom go?